I'm Greg Marshall, inventor of CritterCam. It's a camera system, a research tool that we deploy on the backs of wild animals to see what they're doing when we can't be there to observe their behavior. National Geographic Explorer was with me on my very first expedition to deploy a CritterCam on a shark. And it turns out it was a lot more dangerous than I ever imagined. And the concept was pretty straightforward. Catch the shark, control it, dive with it, and do the deployment on the bottom where we could control the shark in its environment where it was comfortable. That was a bad decision. As I tried to insert the dart into the base of the dorsal fin, the shark flinched basically, got out of the handler's control. Nick is in the water, filming the whole scene, and watches as the shark swims away. And he decides to follow the shark and film it. One of the handlers decided to come back and to recapture the shark. He reaches down with a hook stick and hooks the shark again in the mouth. Of course, the shark does what any animal would do to protect itself. It comes back and turns immediately toward the closest target that it imagines has inflicted this pain, which happens to be Nick.
Less than 2 seconds later, I've got a shark suddenly trying to tear my right leg off. I took the camera.
Shark bites the camera.
I kept pounding it. And every time the jaw opened a little bit, wiggle my leg out, because I knew if another split second or two, I'd have at least no foot.
Nick is scrambling to get to the surface with the shark on his hand and on his feet.
I knew I was only 15, 20 feet from the surface, but I had no help. I struggled to get, now with kind of one leg working, up to the top, and the shark was coming at me the whole time. And then I just kind of ran out of steam. And for the first time in my life, I dropped the camera.
Soon the camera is dropped from Nick's hands and it falls down to the bottom of the ocean in a cloud of sand.
And my right hand slid right into the shark's mouth. My thumb and my finger were completely split open to the bone.
And I hear one of the local fishermen scream, "He's dead." First thing I saw of Nick was, in essence, almost as if he were being pushed out of the water.
The next thing, I'm looking at blue sky.
They pulled Nick out of the water, and he's bleeding, obviously in pain. He's not dead, but he's in trouble. He's in real trouble.
And I just remembered this little voice saying, "Hang in there, don't pass out."
He looked ashen. He looked terrified. He looked in shock. He wasn't screaming. Just remember him saying, "It got me, it got me."
And I was flown from Cancun to Miami.
You know, we were totally focused on Nick. And when Nick was finally taken care of, there was nothing else we could do. And we walked back down to the beach. And one of the fishermen came up to me and said, "Well, you know, what do you want to do with the shark?" I go, "What shark?" And I said, "Well, we got the shark again." The prevailing sentiment was, you know, out of respect for what had happened to Nick and out of respect for the shark itself, we really felt that the best thing to do was to complete the project and actually go through with it. So that's what we did. That shark was the very first CritterCam deployment on a wild free-ranging animal.
That accident happened in May. In August of the same year, we did another show for National Geographic, so I actually got back to work with sharks, which I still love doing. But I'm just glad that I'm here to tell this story, and it does have a good ending. I mean, I'm not missing anything, and I'm still happy filming sharks. I'm just a little bit more careful on how I go about it.